So we're sitting here in my grandmother's rocking chairs.
Oh, these are your grandmothers?
They are. Hi guys, Ty Herndon, Brandon Stansell.
Hi.
Yes. You know, and we're in this big high-rise fancy duplex that I live in
know.
Nashville.
I love
these are the staple of my life. I love these. My grandma's, I painted them blue. She probably wouldn't like that. But anyhow, I just wanted to sit in grandma's rocking chairs because today, you know, I've been in country music 25 years, even a little longer than that, 30 years in bluegrass and gospel. And today, my brother from another mother, his video debuted on CMT in country music, and it's his coming out story. It was emotional, and you made a little bit of history today, and I couldn't think. I was sitting. Let me just say this. I was sitting in my bed this morning. You know, I do my alarm through my television, so I set it for 8 o'clock, 8 a.m. And the moment your mom, your character and your mom says, you know, the video is so powerful, you guys, and I know you're all going to see it, but she goes, get out. You know, she told you to get out, and I know that happened to you, and I want to talk about that. But my TV was blaring with your actor mom telling me this.
Not the best way to wake up.
Well, it actually was. It was like, for me, it was like, get up,
Yeah.
get up. You know, this is a great day. But you made a tremendous amount of history today, and you did that by being able to tell your truth. And we are all out in the LGBTQ community, in the world, in affirming in life, just to be authentic and to save lives, to change hearts and minds. And I think you are so on that path. Anyhow, without to get too heavy, congratulations.
Thank you.
On watching your video this morning.
Thank you.
It took me back. I'm going to shut up in a minute. I have a lot to say. I'm going to shut up in a minute, let you talk. But I was thinking, you know, 22 years ago, sitting with my entire family, watching the debut of the video for What Mattered Most on CMT. And all those years came crashing down on me today. Just sitting there going to myself, how I wished I could have been singing, his eyes are blue, his hair was long. But you know, there was a different time in country music. But
Yeah. Well, I mean, you're right. It was, and I wouldn't. At that point, it wasn't something you could do. I mean,
it wasn't.
And like I said this last night at the show, like you laid this groundwork for an artist like me to even exist, and I think that I'm hopefully doing the same thing for an even bigger and more, you know.
And you will.
Yeah, to come after me. So you know, it's generational, and we do what we can and with what we're given and the time we're here.
Brother.
So, but
I didn't think I'd see this day in my lifetime.
yeah, you know,
That's what's so powerful about it.
You know what's so interesting is that, like, I obviously grew up listening and loving country music my whole life, and I was I just never saw myself as like a shaker or a trailblazer of any sorts. I just never saw myself like that. And then after I came out and decided, you know, to write music, I kind of stuck to this motto, and that is, you write what you know. And what I knew was my experience, story, and
Yes.
that's kind of where I started. And
Yeah,
yeah,
it's been the success of country music for since I can remember. You know, country music is about it's storytelling. It's about the truth. It's about someone being able to turn on that radio and say, "Hey, that happened to me," or turn on a video and say, "Oh my God, I'm not alone." This morning I was sitting there thinking in bed, and I got really emotional. I had an emotional day about this. Just not only your story, but you know, the story that I've only been able to tell recently, but as a 10-year-old kid, being able to, and I know there were 10-year-old kids watching this morning that could turn on that TV and not feel alone. I mean, that is so huge. And the power of being authentic, I've learned this, you know, I'm not going to say too late in my life, but I've learned this at the perfect time. The power of being authentic and being able to tell your truth is the biggest miracle that can happen. Because what happens when you do that? It's an avalanche of truth that goes down and hugs and saves so many people. And so I loved it. I loved it. That I was able to witness that this morning. Right by myself, honestly, because, you know, I'm an ugly crier, and I had myself a good boo-hoo.
Well, I didn't expect to get emotional either when we were watching it in there. It's so different seeing the thing that you made and even the thing that came together on, like, your, you know, on your own screens, you know, is one thing,
Yeah.
but to see it play out on CMT is another thing. But you know, it's, Cam said this last night at the show, and
She's our new best friend.
I know.
We've known her a little longer. She's amazing.
God, I love that girl. She said something that I've always believed, and that is, of all the downsides there are, and there are a lot,
There are a lot.
to having to be the people that have to, like, have this, you know, to come out and, like, do all, you know, that we have to have that experience. There is a great thing about it, and that is at a very, you know, I think, well, my story is at a very early age, I had to, you know, come to terms and get to, you know, be, I guess, figure out exactly who I am at a really young age and, like, be okay with that.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like most people don't have to do that, and they don't have to do that kind of soul searching at 22. And it's really kind of helped shape and define my path in life, and I've just been very thankful for that, because I feel like it's allowed me to more clearly see the way in front of me.
Well, you'll be doing this in the future. You know, I get to sit down and talk to kids all the time, and you proved a great point today when I get to look into their faces and go, hey. And I get to say this to moms and dads as well. Your child is beautifully perfect. There was no mistake when you made this child. They're beautifully perfect.
Yeah.
And to be able to look at a kid and go, hey, you want to come to Nashville and be a country star? Then be a great songwriter. Be the best at your art. And also, you have a music business degree from Belmont. And that's so smart. I mean, go and study your craft. And it's limitless what you can do. And to be able to tell a child that, or tell a kid that, tell parents that, and be a living example of that. With, you know, there's a big generation gap between us, but we're proven. It's proven that, you know, guys, you can go out and do and be who you want to be in this life, and you know, let these two boys right here stand as an example that boy or girl, transgender, whatever you are, you're amazing and you're made perfect. And my brother,
Yeah.
you just kind of proved that a little bit today.
Well,
a little bit of history.
I always tell people, you know, if I had been, you know, waiting for someone to open a door for me, I'd still be sitting behind a closed door somewhere.
I love to
just-
say this. A lot of people think you got to bust the door down, but my grandmother always told me this. The old Indian woman's coming out right now. My grandmother always told me this. The answer's in the cracked window. You can't bust it down. You know, you gotta quietly find a way in and educate people on the answers. And so I believe that with all my heart. And so what you did today, and this is why this is important to me, you quietly opened the door. You didn't bust it down. You've been busting the door down all this time. You've been writing those songs, in production, making decisions, doing all this work with your team of people. You know, that's the door busting. But what you did today was just a crack in the window. And that's what makes it beautiful to me. And the people that will choose to open that window and love, then the answer is that some people slam the door, they slam the window, so it's not their time to learn. And that is the beauty in all this to me. It's in the small spaces.
Yeah.
So
I mean,
maybe we should write that song.
done.
The small spaces. I like that.
Yeah, I hope that, I mean, I'm very proud of the thing that got put out today. And
thing that came out today.
And I'm so happy to be sharing this day with you. And you know, I hope it does what you said. I hope that it is something that people like us see, and
Yeah.
it makes them feel a little less alone and a little more encouraged and inspired. And then for, you know, anyone on the other side of that has that gay brother, gay son, daughter, that they just realize that those moments when their child and their brother decides to be honest, that is a very serious time, that is an important time, and that they don't enter into those conversations recklessly.
Yes.
But they enter it into the love that they always had for their family. And if they don't understand, then that is on them, and then they need to do some soul searching and come to some
Yes.
sort of understanding where they end up right back at the place that they started, and that is
Preach.
loving their child, loving their son, daughter,
Love your children.
sisters,
They're
brothers.
perfectly. This is another conversation I think I had with Camden. I don't know if you were in the room or not, but it's simply about loving your child.
Yeah.
Period. Because your children are a precious commodity, y'all. Shelley Wright said this to me: if what you did today, whether it's you or I or anyone else, what you did today saved one life, then it was worth all the work.
Yeah.
So let's say amen to that. You'll have some eggs.
They're done. Amen.